Leesburg. The theme for this year, for 2 more months, is Living Everyday Wonder. And for the month of November, we're going to focus on home. Isn't that perfect? The title of our talk today is There's No Place Like Home, given by our wonderful spiritual director, Charlene Banks. We're so glad that you joined us here today. Took time out of your day to come and join us, gather with friends, and hear wonderful music and a great message. Please feel free to add to the chat or the comment section any requests or celebrations that you would like us to include later when we do our spiritual mind treatment, which is a form of affirmative prayer. And now we invite you just to get comfortable, relax, and we're going to officially kick off our service with this video. Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly, and so it is. Doesn't that just put you at ease, just hearing those qualities and spiritual practices? Now it's time for our meditation. And as we move into our meditation today, begin by relaxing your body. Just ease into this moment of peace. Take any worries or concerns and place them out of your mind, off your shoulders, and just sit them down on the floor beside you. They do not belong in this moment. Take a few deep breaths. And I invite you to turn your attention to this exact moment, this slice in time. There is no past. There is no future. There is only this moment. Notice how your body feels. You are safe. You are content. You are with friends. You have everything you need. All is well in this present moment. And now let's travel back to the past. And I want you to picture yourself as a young child. In your mind's eye, go to a place that lives in your memories, your childhood home. Go to maybe a specific spot in your childhood home, your kitchen, a bedroom, outside your yard, maybe a favorite playground, or maybe it's a favorite classroom that you're going to. Go to a place from your childhood that contains happy memories. Look around and recall the small details of where you are. Notice how these details exist in your memory. They're always in the recesses of your mind, and just with your focus and your attention, they come rushing back to you as soon as you call them. Once you have that place in your mind, I want you to notice that your younger self is there. See yourself as you were in that place and time. Notice how you move, how you sit, how you dance, how you laugh, how you play, how you sing, whatever activity you can decide. Maybe you're riding your bike. Maybe you're playing with some favorite toys. Maybe you're just staring out the window, thinking about the future, imagining the future. I invite you just to see your younger self for a little while. Recreate this slice of time from your childhood. And now, instead of just observing the outside of that younger you, I invite you to go into the mind of your younger self. What were you thinking? What were your hopes, your dreams? What were your needs? What were your concerns? Go back to that younger you. What were you carrying in your mind, on your shoulders? And now, I want you to say something to that younger child of the past. Speak positive words, encouraging words. Maybe you want to share an affirmation. Reassure your younger self that there will come a time in the future when he or she will come to this day, to this very day. Tell your younger self that it won't always be easy, but the journey will lead you to today, this very day, November 6th, 2022. A day when you are safe, a day when you are content, a day when you are with friends, a day when you have discovered that you already have everything that you need, a day when you can confidently say, all is well in this present moment which I created. Join me in saying, I am proud of who I am. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be me. I'm wonderfully, beautifully, divinely created. I just have to be me. And I love who I've become. I am the hero of my story. Each and every day, the new story begins. each and every day. And now, only because we have more to do, it's time to leave this place, return to the present, slowly and gently. Leave your childhood and your past you behind. Return to the present. Wiggle your toes and your fingers and slowly open your eyes and smile. You are here, exactly where your journey has led you. And now you're going to hear some wonderful music because we have Leah Live. Here we go.
Thank you so much for that, Tamara. That is something I need to remember every single day to be proud of the me that I am now. This is a song that I learned when I was little me, a song that my mom used to sing a lot. And if you're familiar with The Wizard of Oz, you might also be familiar with the adaptation, The Wiz. And this is a song that was sung by young Dorothy when she was this close to finding her way back home. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. When that makes the tall trees bend into leaning, suddenly the snowflakes that fall have a meaning, sprinkling the sea makes it all clear. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I've found my direction. It would sure be nice to be back at home with this love and affection. There's a chance I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time be my friend. Let me start again. Suddenly my world's gone and changed its face, but I still know where I'm going. I have had my mind spun around in space, and I'm still watching it growing. If you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to believe we're in a world full of love like yours and mine, like you slay me, Leah. It was really, really good. Okay, so I have to do a talk now. Oh my gosh. This month, the Everyday Wonder is all about home. And it's really Living Everyday Wonder, the home edition. Ding! TM, you know. And so just like Tamara's beautiful, beautiful meditation, wrapped up and tied with a bow with Leah's beautiful song, and ooh, the way your voice just emotes exactly that feeling. What I want to talk to you about is this hero's journey. How from when we're young, as a human being, what we tend to go through in life is we start out at home and we come up with, hopefully, if you're blessed like I was, nurturing environment, people who love you. And where Tamara took us back, and I was in my backyard doing sometimes we would take the dinner and we would take it from the kitchen and just walk down the back stairs and put it out on the back picnic table. and we had those little fly net covers on top of the food, we would all march down the stairs and put the food out and just have a picnic on just a Tuesday, just because we could. That's what I immediately went to. That, and yes, Mara, riding my bike, running outside when I heard the popsicle truck, the ice cream man, that song, and just running out and getting some ice cream. And that, where we come from, that home feeling, something happens, doesn't it? The hero's journey, if you've never heard of the term, it was coined by Joseph Campbell, who looked at all of the ancient and current mythologies and found that there is a monomyth. This monomyth, a single story told through different lenses, it involves someone who is comfortable at home, or maybe at home and uncomfortable. Always starts at home. And then something happens to get this person from their place of comfort. They move into the world, usually regretfully or through protest. I don't want to, who, me? I'm being tapped to do what? I can't do it. Typically there's an argument, I'm not up to the task. It's a challenge. And that person is pulled away from their comfort zone. And then they start on a path. Now, during that path, they are met with two types of things. One thing they're met with are friends. And the other thing they're met with are challenges. And then through this journey, through this life story, this next stage in the hero journey, their task is to overcome the obstacles and to finally get through it and then get back home. And of course, everyone is probably thinking about The Wizard of Oz, not only because we just heard one of the very iconic songs from that stage play or just from the TV show itself, but just there's something in us. We are a culture. If you were born and raised in the US of A, you probably have seen, possibly on Thanksgiving, The Wizard of Oz. And I just remember watching it as a young girl, not really realizing that Dorothy's story externally had a lot of the points that I was making earlier. She met some friends, and there's some evil, and there's some good, and there's some challenges. And then she finds, the best part of that story, she thought that the answer was outside of herself. She thought that she was on a path to find the answer from some guru who had the answer. The coolest part of that story is that turns out she had it in herself all the time. And the good witch Glinda told her, you've always had this capability. You could always go home. Just click your heels 3 times and you'll be home. And now that's a great story. And of course, all of us might have been, well, why didn't you just say that in the first place? Well, I think not only for plot reasons, but for life reasons. We already know who we are, but part of us doubts that. Part of us needs that challenge, even wants that challenge. And then what we arrive at when we get to the other side is that, oh, I already had it within me. And I'll take you now a spiral up. So from the physical stories, we have a lot of stories. This monomyth goes through all traditions. You've got Jesus, you've got Buddha, and you've got, you've got Luke Skywalker at this point, right? There's a hero's journey. It always starts with, oh, I'm being called to do something. I don't think I'm up to the task. I'm going to resist and resist and resist. There will be a mentor, like a Yoda, that comes into our life. And there will be a Glinda the Good Witch saying, well, you should probably go this direction. But we still have to do the work. We still have to do the work. And there are going to be some obstacles in the way. What is your flying monkey? I mean, I got a couple. I can point them out. Oh yeah, there's John, or there's Joe, or what, it's, what they are. These are obstacles that are coming your way, but we have within us the ability to get over these obstacles, to learn from them, to bond more closely with our traveling partners. We get together and we realize, wow, each of us are slightly different in different ways, but we all have the same underlying perception that we're not good enough. Each and every one of us in this room, as we look around the Zoom room, I've been in classes with you. You know my ways in which I think I'm not good enough. And we all have different ways in which we're not good enough. And we can ask each other, what is wrong with me? When am I going to get it together? My dear, this is the purpose of the journey. We're not supposed to have it all together. Think about it. Wouldn't it be so boring if you already had it all figured out? What is there to learn? Where is there to grow? What's my growing edge if I'm already, perfect? Now, and that's so double-edged, isn't it? Because we know in one case, we're already perfect. We were born in the divine's image and likeness. So we're already perfect, but we're not already grown. We're not finished growing into that perfection. So that's an unfolding. We get to keep unfolding, and we're a work in progress, and we bless ourselves and we bless each other, and we stumble and we get back up and we help each other figure it out. That's the journey that we're on. And so I want you to know too, that sometimes we have, I want to say, layers of a journey. Let's just say I may have gone through the hero's journey in one area of my life, but I still haven't left home in another area, because that is how life works. You can look at people who have really excelled in their career, let's say, but different areas of their life, like their personal life or their romantic life or their, relationships with their kids. There's always another journey to go on in another area. And that's what makes life so exciting. And that's what makes our community so interesting. Because with compassion, we know that that's just another soul on this very journey with me. And so we lock arms and we get our right leg and we cross it over our left leg, lean forward a little bit, and we go down that yellow brick road because we've got each other. And we make that commitment that we're going to be here for each other. It's so cool. I know Tamara was telling me that when she was going through prac school, this was their whole, right, Tamara? This was your whole metaphor. And they were like, okay, I'm on this journey with you. We're locked arms. Did Tamara, just a head nod, did you guys actually sing the song as you go down, follow the yellow brick road?
I have to say too, when we were getting bogged down with the obstacles and stuff, those poppies and those scary trees and things, we would cheer each other up. We supported each other. So all the time we reference that.
That's awesome. And I love that. I have you sharing the spotlight. Tell me again, what happened when one of your cohort decided, oh, I'm out. This is hard.
No, the real part is that at one time during the journey, when we were on that path, I think each and every one of us had a moment where we would hit and we would go, I can't do this. This is just too much. And I can't make it. And we would say, no. We're all getting to the Emerald City together. We made this pact. And that's what we would say. And when one would have that moment that they're like, hey guys, I want you guys, they would come on. I want you to know I made my decision. I'm firm in this. I'm dropping out. And we went, no, you're not. No, you're not. Dragging. If you go, I go. We're doing this together, and we're dragging ourselves. And we kept saying, see the Emerald City. It's there. We're not going there and not having all of you. We're all going together.
I love that. Thank you so much for being so willing to jump in, because that is the key. If you are on a journey and it's hard, it could be that you just need your friends. You need a community of people that also see the vision, and they can hold it while you're not holding it. And you just trade. You just pass it. Who can hold the light? Because I'm getting tired. I'll hold the light. Everybody come with me. And so you find your buddies. There's going to be two things on this journey. One is going to be friends, and the other is going to be challenges. And with one, you can get through the other. And I feel like the divine did that on purpose. The divine said, well, listen, I could give us a very select few everything so that they don't need anyone else. But it's much more interesting to give everybody a lot, but not everything they need, so that they must attract each other to themselves and find community and family with this collaboration, and that together find that synergy that happens out of the group. This new thing is born. It reminds me of a scientist, and because this just popped into my head, I don't have details, but it's just how I roll. So the question the scientist asked was, when I look at an individual bird, the birds that flock and fly in a V pattern, I can't find the V pattern in the one bird. It doesn't exist. If I get each bird individually and look for it, I can't find it. It does not emerge. He called it emergent behavior that emerges from the group consciousness. It does not exist in the individual, although the potential is there. Only when the individuals find one another, get together, and get on the move, does that pattern, does that divine pattern, I have to say, because I did explain to you how the geese fly in such a way that the lead goose is in the front, and based on wind shear and physics and calculus, which geese know how to do, by the way, they just don't use paper, they get behind each other staggered. And that pattern causes less drag. They're riding in the slipstream of the one in front of them. And every now and then they switch, and another goose gets in the front, and it's their turn, and another one, and another one. And the whole pattern is enough for them to migrate completely, miles and miles and miles. So, but that behavior does not emerge individually, it emerges as a group. And so I know that if the divine put that in the instinctive patterns of fowl, what more is within our ability to imagine a future that we would like to have, attract to us the exact environment that is conducive to that dream that we have. Watch how those bricks on that road, which don't appear to be there at all, just start to form right in front of our feet. They didn't have that in the movie, but that's what happens in our lives when we use our ability to intend, to have intention, and to realize and to just have a dream, an idea, and focus our attention and our intention on that. Then the universe conspires to help us meet that goal. It emerges because of that relationship we have with the divine, the relationship we have with our community, and we watch how it all just unfolds, and it is amazing to watch it happen. Now, when we talk about myth, a lot of people think that myth is something that needs to be busted, right? You got the myth busters, but usually in those terms, the myth is being used for some false belief that has been handed down through the ages and is not real. In this case, though, this monomyth of the hero's journey, it is a common thread that we find through all traditions, all societies. I was reminded of how in the African continent, there are many tribal peoples who have a coming of age ceremony for their young men, that when they're about to be prepubescent, 13, 14, they have a ritual where they leave home, they leave their mother, and they go out into the wild. Sometimes they go out on their own and they're supposed to make it for 3 days and then come back. There's a whole thing around it, and it varies, but it is the idea of the hero's journey where you must leave that comfort zone. You must get out there and find your way. And something about it, it builds something in you. It allows you to know that you can do this. You can live this life on your own. You don't have to be under your mommy and your people. You can get out there and you can do it. And once you know that, the young man comes back standing a little taller, and then the ritual to envelop him and take him in to whatever the men do, who knows, that's next. And I look at our rituals of sending off our kids to college. I remember sending my young son out to college, and I'm like, okay, God, hope you got this. I mean, I know you got this, but whew, I think I told him everything. Did I tell him everything? Knowing that he's going to encounter things and he'll find friends and those friends will be fine. it totally worked out fine. And he did come home just a little taller, just a little more able to face things, knowing that he has gone and come back. And I say there's iterations of that. Go again. Go travel the world. See things that are not in your usual comfort zone. Because when you return home, you will have a sense of appreciation, of gratitude for that which you may have taken for granted. I mean, as an East Coaster, I remember traveling. I was in India for a good 3 weeks. I really wanted a bagel by the time I got back home. It's little things. And I remember at the time, it was, 26 years ago that I went. And one thing about India is there's a lot of cars and there's a lot of scooters and there's just everybody going everywhere and honking. That's the way you communicate. So it's loud. And there were street lights, but those were just decoration. I mean, they turned red, they turned green, they turned yellow. People just did whatever they wanted anyway. It was kind of fascinating. I do remember coming home and saying, okay, thank God for infrastructure that we actually follow, that we actually, rules. And there's things I wish that we did here, that in India, it was very family oriented, 3 or 4 generations living under the same roof, lots of love, you just were never alone. It's how they did things. And I got back home and I thought, wow, there's crickets. I mean, there's nobody here. And I could go days without seeing any family members. It's just different. And so I'm not saying travel so you can put them down when you get home and feel superior. What I'm saying is travel so you can feel what it is to be away from your home and feel what it is that the people that you're around are feeling. When you're traveling, you are more present. All right. And I'll take you down on an experiment. Imagine that where you live right now, you're going to get in your vehicle or maybe walk to a Starbucks and get some coffee and come home. Chances are you didn't notice all the little tiny details of every part of your journey because it's very familiar. Many things may have passed your consciousness that you didn't even pick up on, and there's no fault in you for that. Now imagine, go with me, you've just landed in Lyon, France, and you're staying in an Airbnb. Now you would like to go get some coffee. So what do? First of all, you have to figure out where you are. And when you're walking down the street, your chances are you're noticing everything, every little thing, every smell, every sound. People, you're nodding to people and wondering if they're going to nod back. You're saying bonjour, and then you get there and you order your coffee. You remember every little thing, is my point. If you want to stay very in the moment and without leaving your place of where you are right now, go outside and pretend you're a tourist. Pretend you just landed from another country. What do you see? What do you smell? How do people feel to you? Because I know not all of us can jump on an airplane and just be in another country, but I recommend that too. If you have the time and the inclination, going somewhere, feeling that feeling, knowing you're going to meet friends along the way, have an adventure. There will be challenges without you even asking for them. And then come home and be grateful. Tell that story. Write that story. Write that song that tells that story. Share it with your community. And then look for who needs a little bit of what you've got. That's the second piece. As we get through this hero's journey, how can we mentor others? How can we hold a hand out to someone who needs that little bit of insight that you just gained when you did your journey? And we all have something that someone else thinks is awesome. And as a community, why don't we start asking? We could say, hey, can I pick your brain about something? I love the way you did that sweater. I'd love to knit like that. Where do you go? What blogs do you read? Do you listen to podcasts? Ask each other questions. We love for people to wonder how we became the way we are. And so that gives us a purpose, and it keeps our curiosity going. Being alive and partaking in this oneness, it is the real deal. We're not the same person that we were when we left home. In fact, at the end of the story with Dorothy, she wakes up because she had been hit in the head by something, and apparently this was all a dream, right? She looks up, she wakes up, and she sees the people leaning over her. She says, "Oh, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there." All of the people that she knew were with her on her journey. And I think that is so sweet, because I know for me, when I leave, like the first time I left California and moved to Virginia, my mom, she's not with me, but she's in my head. Everywhere I went, she was like saying things, because I grew up with my mom. There she is, commenting on things, guiding me, dad guiding me. Family members are with you when you are on your journey. Maybe even, to get a little strange, maybe even the ones that have already passed to the other side. Maybe those family members are also with you on your journey, holding you up, lifting you up, giving you ideas, giving you that sense of, oh, wait, I'm in England. I should look right before I cross the street instead of left, or things like that. Little things. You're being called to be present. You're being guided by your ancestors and by those still here with us. And you're finding new friends along the way as well. So our friend Alice in Wonderland? No, Dorothy. That's another journey, Alice in Wonderland. Dorothy, she says, "Oh, I don't care if you believe me. I just know that I'll never, ever leave home again." And this final thing, I want to take us to metaphysical. Now, I know that there's nothing wrong with leaving home if home is a physical place. But when we leave home, sometimes the home we leave is what we already know about ourselves. What if you are a young lady and growing up in this culture, and you don't look like the ones on social media, the girls on social media? What if then, even though you know who you are, what if then you decide, oh, that's not who I should be. I'm going to go on this journey and try to be someone else. So I'm going to do my hair different. I'm going to do my face different. I'm going to try on all this behavior that looks like other people, because I don't fit. I want to fit. I have a goal and I want to get there. So I'm going to try all these things. The hero's journey in that case is where you're coming back home. You're realizing these things. What's the little guy behind the curtain? Oh, there's nothing there. That's all facade. Everything that I was trying to do when I forgot who I really was and went down this path, it was me trying to look different and act different, but who I really am, that's home. So being able to shed that, I don't need all these extra accoutrements to be good enough. I'm just going to be me. Coming back home could be shedding anything that is unlike your true nature. Does it mean letting go of relationships that don't work anymore? Yes, that could be what it means. Does it mean dropping whatever face filters we're using on our selfies? Yes, that's what that means. It means embracing who we really are and who we were born to be, regardless of what other people think. That is another hero's journey. And coming home, in that case, yeah, we're not the same person that left. We are now a little more enlightened, a little more empowered, and we are loved no matter what. Every time on that journey, we are loved. So what phase of the hero's journey are you in? Are you in the phase of your home and everything's comfortable? Is there a phase? Is there an area in your life you feel that you can go on a hero's journey, where maybe you're still working in a place, in a comfort zone kind of job, but you know that you're meant for more? Maybe you're in a comfort zone type of relationship and you know there's something more for you. Or maybe it's literal. Maybe you're just still at home and ready to go try something, never been anywhere. Where are you on your journey? Are you at home right now? Is there something pulling you? The second phase is something's pulling you, causing you, challenging you, calling you to grow. Are you in that, who, me? I can't do it. Are you in that stage? Or are you on the path right now, swatting at flying monkeys and they're coming at you and you've got your friends and your arms are hooked up and you're going for it? Is that where you are? Or finally, have you returned back home, changed by the experience, and now looking and willing to help those around you who also need some of your knowledge? For no matter where you are in your journey, if we're still here, we still wake up every day, there's much more to do. So I will close with this from Eric Butterworth. Before you formulate a desire in mind, it is God in you desiring. Before you have an urge, there's a moving of spirit in you, prompting you in that direction. So where does it come from? The divine. That urge, that desire is coming from the divine. And I hope you listen. So for us, let's just go ahead in and let me see if there's any requests for prayer. Yes. All right, let's close our eyes and just know that there's only one divine spirit moving and living and having its isness through us. It is us, as us, moving through, having its beingness. There's no separation from ourselves and this divine self, for it is within us that the divine exists. And it is also all around us. We say there's no spot where God is not. So if the divine is in and through and as all things, well, you don't have to go anywhere to be in the presence of the divine. We simply quiet the outside world and we go within, and that's where the temple of the Most High lives. In this temple, in this divine space of wholeness, of blessings, of love, I want you to feel with me that you are divinely held, that right where you are, God is loving you, cradling you, wanting the highest for you, through you, as you. And so I speak my word in this sense of knowingness, in this sense of oneness. I realize for myself and everyone present that there is a stirring of divine activity. It is awakening in us right here and right now. And with that stirring of divine activity, there are mentors and people who are willing to step in and step up. For as we take our step onto this next journey, whatever that may be for you, I know that there are friends and there are mentors, there are teachers, and there are guides that show up to meet you right where you are. I speak my word now that we allow it, that we simply ask the question and allow the universe to provide the answer. And when it does, we say yes, and we accept that this is our highest good. And I speak my word for anyone who is feeling anything other than health and wholeness and peace and love, that whatever is unlike that energy, it is now dissipated. There's no longer anything here to keep it here. Anything unlike the highest vibrations of love and wealth and health and wholeness and peace and friendship and joy, anything other than that is simply replaced. It simply disappears like the light replaces darkness when you flip on the switch. It is right here, available right now. And so as I move into this feeling of gratitude, knowing that this is already unfolding, it's not a matter of, well, I have to wait. It is already unfolding right here and right now. Everything is unfolding in divine right order for the highest good for all involved. And I simply rest knowing that it is already so. I let it go. I let the universe take care of it because it is already happening. I release it and say, and so it is. Amen. And now Leah shall have something.
Yes. I have gratitude. I have gratitude and open heart. Thank you so much. Layla can tell you my close relationship with the hero's journey and storytelling and recognizing our place on that. And it reminded me so much of The Wiz again. Ease on down, down the road. But I didn't practice and I'm not ready. So another song that reminds me of that as well, it's by Melanie Demore. It's called Lead with Love. And I'm going to sing the refrain a few times so that you can sing it with me. And then on the verses, it's a call and response. That means I'll sing a line and you sing it right back to me. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. One more time. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Live a life with a hope, life with hope. You're not alone, you're not alone. Don't you give up, don't you give up. Keep moving on, keep moving on. Yes, we gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Yes, you're gonna put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes, lift up your eyes. Don't you despair, you despair. Look up ahead, look up ahead. 'Cause the path is there, the path is there. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other one. One foot, and lead with love. Now sometimes you're scared, sometimes you're scared. I've been scared too, but here I am, right next to you, right next to you. We just gotta put one foot in front of the other in front of the other one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Yes, you're gonna put one foot in front of the other one foot to lead with love. One more time. One foot in front of the other one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Everybody just join me. Holy cow. Oh my goodness gracious, Leah, what a gift. Thank you so much, Charlene, for the message. I have so many songs going through my head today for the rest of the day. The Wiz, The Wizard of Oz, Lead with Love. Oh, thank you. Now is the time to bless the donations that are shared with us today. Talking about leading with love. At CSL Leesburg, we believe in the law of circulation. So we are a tithing community. The donations that you share with our center bless everyone, those who give and those who receive. It is so easy to find a way to give You can look on the screen and find a way that works best for you, and know that your donation goes to help our center, our home organization, and all the other organizations that support our vision in helping to create a world that works for everyone. Thank you so much for your support. No matter how you are giving, just take that little gift, place it over your heart, and join me in the blessing of our gifts. Here we go. The presence of spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And so it is. All right, guys, it's time for announcements. So, our conscious giving program, we are kicking it off. We kicked it off last weekend. And folks, this is a time to just think about what I just addressed, the donations to our center, and how you can help us just do what we do each and every Sunday, and with special events and activities throughout the week. So we would like you to commit to a reoccurring donation for the Center of Spiritual Living Leesburg. Just go to our website. It's so easy to find. Look at what Charlene's showing you. This is what you look for. You can scan the code. You can go that little pink button and set up a reoccurring gift. There's a little commitment form. And why do we need to do this, guys? Because we're starting to prepare our budget for next year. And when you commit and tell us, hey, I'm going to give you this much in the coming year, that helps us plan what we're going to be doing. So we need you to make a commitment, and we're setting a deadline for you. And it's November 15th. And like I said, why we're doing that is so that we can prepare our budget. But here's what we're going to do for you, since you're helping us. This is my little journal that I have from my donations last year. And oh my gosh, as I go through every single Sunday, I have these notes written down, because while Charlene's talking, our guest speakers are talking, I'm taking notes. I'm capturing these gems, and I have it all in my notebook. And not only do I have it for this year, I have it for last year, and I think the year before, when they first started these beautiful, beautiful spiritual journals. And they have little flyers, and you always know what's going to be coming up next month and what's going to be the title of the talk. And it's just a neat place to keep your notes from each Sunday. But to get that, there it is. Wait, it's the scan. There it is. And it's the set up the reoccurring gift and fill out the commitment form. And then you will magically get one of these spiritual journals too. So that's the incentive. November 15th is the day. All right. Speaking of programs that we provide during the week, on Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m., you can join Charlene and her friends at their dream study. And they talk about their dreams. They share their dreams. I had an interesting one about my dad last night, but it was really a good dream. I could understand what was going on, but sometimes we get confused by our dreams. And we want to have some friends help us go on that journey with us and help us interpret our dreams. If that sounds like something you'd like to try, Tuesday at 9. Also, mark your calendars, not only November 15th, but Sunday, December 4th, right here, right at this station, after our meeting, our service. We're going to stay on Zoom. We're going to welcome new members, and we're going to vote on our budget for the upcoming year and talk about other exciting things. So this is our annual membership meeting, and you must be a member to have a vote. So we're encouraging you, if you're kind of thinking about becoming a member, to try to do that soon. And how can this be? How can this be? We're at our closing affirmation. I love the little picture of home there in the corner, but I love the big heart right there in the center. So join me. Place your hands over your heart. Turn on those mics, because you know I want to hear you. And join me as I say, I am love.
I am love.
Yay! Nice, nice, nice. Now point at the screen, or somebody with you. Could be a furry friend, could be somebody who's just in the room with you, or the screen, like I said, and say, you are love.
You are love.
Okay, everybody. Oh, and you. And now put your hands up in the air. It is all love.
It's all love.
Maybe end with a big old embrace. You are. Thank you so much for joining us. If you can, please stay. We do our pearls after service where we share those little nuggets that mean something to us from the music or from the message. We just kind of hang around. This is like our coffee chat. So if you can stay, please stay. And if you can't, you gotta go out and do some things today. Know that we send you off with love.